man went to the beach. 2 boys went to seek. 2 boys went to seek enjoyment.
The other boy came back sick. We unajua, it was a catch-22 situation, and I was just a 15-year-old kid. Haikuwa fault yangu, haikuwa fault yake pia. Labda kabla wanigeuza kitoweo kwenye sinia. She seemed nice, we said hi, akasema hi pia. Hakutukaribia, tukamkaribia kuona tumechapa. Akasema kuna idea tunaweza make chapa. We got fond of each other. Day in, day out, we got fond for another. But unajua, this was new to me. That was too much skin, too much ties, too much cleavage, sanity draining fast on a leakage. It was my first time. Sikuwa nataka at first, but after kunibaya time na thoughts kadhaa, I felt light. Unajua, kuna seduction na seduction light. Grandma kublock kisses za moshi kuni confuse. Noise kwa background polepole kaanza kureduce. Akanikalia kwa laps. Hati yangu ikaanza kurest. Relay kwa trao flag the half must be la delay. Coughs na roof ya kofta. Midnight ika clock Cinderella. Mina grandma tipsy. Mina grandma tukashikanisha lipsi. It was my first time. Hata unajua she was the master now. Ungem prevent but ulichorea. Who's smarter now? She got sensual. I can't lose my senses. How we got to hotel room? Sijui when we got to hotel room. Sikuwa na idea clear until alipo undress. Fear ikanishika koo aliposema she wants to be choked. I was cold, she was dripping hot. It was my first time. Kwa dragged to bed. Kwa dragged to be bedded. Pesi ya heartbeat kwa death race aliponipandia. Nikataka kusimama, but akanikalia kwa waist. Nikataka kumsukuma, but alilock mikono yangu na yake. Nikataka kushout, but ilikuwa pointless kama IPP. Noma hii. Nikataka kushout, but every second felt dizzy kwa reach out for my ndizi. Everything felt heavy then. My heart is still heavy. Alikuwa 6th floor. Skin wrinkled. Ilikuwa 2 first floor. Akili kijiko. I hate mine. Her last scene. Ilikuwa humu Diane akimine. Her last scenes zikinitosha kunipeleka cloud 9. Scars, trauma na nightmares. Ile kijana aliniintroduce kwake bado nadhani alikuwa ananifanyia favor kunichanua. I believe nilikuwa victim. Bado yeye usema na Jolijibamba bro. Wacha kutafuta attention. She was heartless bila protection. Sijahili. Hata unajua this was my first time, that one time that put me on drugs for the rest of my life. Bado najaribu kuishi positive.
October 13, 2006. A pair of scissors cuts across the Kenya music industry, and a young talented artist by the name of Caesar goes missing.
Watu wetu wako wapi? Grace Mumbi, a State House Girls High School student, goes missing just the day before yesterday.
Watoto wetu wako wapi?
Emmanuel Nyaga, whose vehicle was found abandoned in Makuyu on the July 10th, 2021.
Watu wetu wako wapi?
Chains are missing persons kwa timeline ni indicator blinking lifelines. Tuliowa entrust na utumishi wamebetray utu, uskimisha ilipotezwa kwa mtutu.
Watoto wetu wako wapi?
Negative profiling, body organs lost, no smiling. Kuna authority bodies in place but order ndio iko out of place. Mbona mkutake enough action as ile complaints tule kile kwa case?
Watu wetu wako wapi?
There's something fishy. Na fearmongers ndo wana make out of it the most, wakipost vile mtaa fulani ni dangerous tusitembe, taxi ya fulani ni dangerous tusiende. Why slice my freedom when all I wanted was to put food on the table, was to get my education stable? Let's stable the fact before pointing fingers. Nilikuwa tu victim of circumstance, but wapi solution substance?
Watu wetu wako wapi? Be your brother's keeper. Ndio guilty conscience ya Cain isiwe able kukushika.
Nyumba 10 tuziekele mafiga, ndio ahuni tuweze kuwashika.
Na kwa wazazi, nisingependa kuwakaripia, lakini mtoto wa jirani pia unafaa kumwangalia, na shule pia mnafaa kukaribia. Si kila mtoto, kila mtu mnampatia. Be your brother's keeper. Ndio guilty conscience ya Cain isiwe able kukushika. Nyumba 10 tuziekele mafiga, ndio wahuni tuweze kuwashika.
Polisi wa Kenya
watakusaidia.
Aha, kuna embassy ya Kenya watakusaidia. Aha, na
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once more, welcome to In Broad Daylight panel discussion, brought to you by Beach3 Network, which is also powered by the Global Initiative Against the Transnational Organized Crime. Thank you very much, everybody. Now let's move forward. Some of these promises our wasungu wanapeana ama watu kinyeji wanapeana watu wa nyumbani. So are they true? And you have got something to say. Are they true? Hizi promises zinakuwa ni za ukweli ama zingine ni za uongo? Alafu utatuambia na hiyo kitu kingine unataka kusema.
Kabla nikujibu, wacha niongelee hapo pa sodomy stroke ndio homosexuality, sio?
Yes.
Nitarudi tu pale nyumbani. Kuna watu pia, you should not be quick to judge. Kuna mtu, tuseme kama watu wengi wanalelewa kwa setup mbaya sana, shida nyingi kule nyumbani. So wengine hata wanaanza kudhulumiwa pale nyumbani. Awe hata mtoto wa kiume. Anaweza kuwa kama mama anauza pombe, wale walevi pia humfanyia mambo. But mama ako zile za, sasa mimi nipoteze customer. Juu ya, so ile kitu mtoto anaweza kuwa tu nayo. Na ndio akishuka huku anakutana na mzungu. Unajua kwa mzungu, I'm sorry to say this, but sex is a sport. So kwa mzungu ukienda kufanya mambo ya kijinga, you have to be updated. Ni ukae rada pale, maana yeye anachukulia ni mchezo, na mchezo you have to win. No, you have to give it your best shot. Sasa pale anything goes down. Sasa akifika pale, ule mzungu haizi muonyesha ati, haizi taka kujua how it came for you to be a homosexual. Ile ya anaona, hey, wow, nimepata my type, my being, unaona? But kumbe huyu anaumia. Angetaka hata kuacha hii kitu, but sasa circumstances. Na kuna mwingine alishuka tu huko vile huyu amesema. Maybe unaenda, unaambiliwa pesa, unasikia, yani mtu, kuleta mtu tu hivi atapewa 30,000. Yani 30,000. Wacha niende. Anaenda anakaa tu mahali. Yeye mwenyewe anajiita mkutano mpaka inakubaliana. Anasema no, hiyo 30 ni yangu. But you see now, unaona umejingisha mahali huwezi jitoa. Maana hii pesa nayo ni tamu sana. Ukishashika tu ile pesa utoki. Hao wenzetu wamekuja na mambo mengi sana. So even they have introduced even these people, as long as you're willing. Mimi mzungu siwezi mlaumu. Mzungu ni hard rape. Mzungu harape. Mzungu anakupa tu offer on the table. Sasa ni wewe, you choose what you want.
The problem comes in, the problem comes in when they are engaging a minor. You know, in the law, the minor has got no consent. Mzungu ameleta pesa, amewekelea mesa, money or box. The child will take money. So, the law is very clear. Kama wazungu, wanajua kule kwao wafanye hizi vitu, wacha zinafanyika hapa. Sasa, I wanted to move. The issue is, katika hii mambo ya kufanya hii maneno sex, what along the pitch, si watoto, si watu wazima, si wa mama, si wa baba, yameleta madhara katika jamii. Katika nyinyi experience yenu mumeona na hao watu wamehusika na hiyo nini, ni madhara gani yameleta? Hii sex trafficking imeleta madhara gani katika jamii, asua na hususan katika wale watu ambao wanajiengage katika hiyo maneno?
Lack of education.
Imeangusha elimu.
Huku saa hii nakwambia hata mtoto mdogo, hata kama ako darasani, ngono anaijua tena hata kukushinda we mamake. So hata you can imagine what is that child doing in class. hakuna kitu anashika. Wengine hata break time they go for a drug break. Washajua kuvuta bangi, washajua kuvuta sigara. Hii sijui inaitwaje hii ya kuwekwa huku, sijui ya kuvuta kama Wamasai. Kuna kitu hii, yani many things. Huku education imeenda chini. Morals. Huku hakuna morals. Usione mtu na suti ukampe salute. We are all demoralized. Unaona? Yani huku yani mambo imekuwa tu tofauti. I think it may affect almost each and every aspect of a normal society. Yes. The society is not normal again. It is not normal again.
This is comes along with it.
And even now the young children hata ndo wameathirika zaidi ya sisi wazazi. Unaona, unakuta mtoto mdogo. Yani mzungu
ana mtoto wa kizungu.
Tena only then sasa hata hapo ukifika kwa mtoto wa kizungu hata wacha. Wanakula viazi karai huku mtaani. Wameshakuwa hata ni comrades tu. Hao ni wenzetu. Wanakula hata viazi chapati, unaona? Yani ile utamu ya mtoto wa kizungu imeisha. Unajua kitambo mtoto wa kizungu ni Weetabix. Sasa hiyo hakuna. Ni uzae na mzungu but huko tu wengine hata mimba unashika mimba ya mzungu ukidhani utampata tena, but alikuwa huku for a sex holiday, ameenda next holiday anaenda Tanzania, so you are pregnant for who? Just for the community. Yuko huko, hiyo ishatoka. Ndugu
katika hawa vijana ambayo wanajiita pitch operators, aswa wale wengine wamehusika katika haya maneno kutoka nyumbani nje na hivi, wao wamepata madhara gani ambayo wakijihusisha na hii maneno ya ngono biashara katika baharini?
Okay, wengi mwanzo kabisa unapata kuna ugonjwa inapata. Ugonjwa mwanzo akipata tuseme kama ni gay. Tumpata amefanya hiyo kitu kwa muda mwingi, anapata kuna ugonjwa anapata ni kama ni cancer. So akipata ugonjwa kama ule family haitaweza kuafford kumtibu ile nini. Sasa inaenda mwisho wa siku anatibiwa mpaka ile familia pia labda alikuwa na nini na shamba yake, ameuza ile shamba kumtibia, lakini mwisho wa siku hata ile shamba mwisho wa siku ataenda itaisha na hakuna vyenye nini anaweza kupona. Itaenda mwisho wa siku atakufa ule mtu. Lakini ameacha na umaskini, amewacha nyuma yake. Pili, amesababisha huo maskini, na kuna wengine labda walikuwa nataka nyuma yake walikuwa ni waende shule, hawataenda kwa sababu pesa zimetumika kwake sana. Na yeye ndo amesababisha sasa itakuwa madhara mengi kutoka beach, amesababisha hizo zini zake.
What is the status of the beach industries in relation to sex tourism, children abuse, and are we making any improvement on the same?
It is true that the hotel industry signed off on the code of conduct and the child protection policies, and all hotels in the coast, not just in Kwale, signed off on that. And these are the star-rated beach hotels, which means that even today, if you went to any beach hotel with a minor, you'll be scrutinized more than once. They'll try to find out who is this, why are you there with them, and so on and so forth, until nobody has been following up on the code of conduct. But the hotels, out of practice, they've continued practicing this. Now, the effect of this is that the unsigned hotels, because there are other areas that are not signed, and this includes private cottages, villas, guest houses that do not sign off on this, still continue taking in customers that engage in sex even with children, and therefore we do not have children protected in these other unsigned hotels. So the problem has simply shifted from the star-rated hotels and to the other cottages and private villas and homes. So this is what has happened to date. The thing that has shaken it a little bit has been the emergence of security issues in relation to guest houses and other registered licensed hotels, where then if you go to these hotels, you must produce a national identity card and present it to the reception. But other than that, it doesn't protect children from being victims of sex trafficking or commercial sexual exploitation of children.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anne Okello,
yes,
you are a psychosocial counselor. when, you know, we have talked that some of these girls, some of these boys, some of these victims, let me say, they end up being trafficked without them knowing. Others know, others, they don't expect what they have been exposed to. And then at the end of the day, they get your services. Is it true that you sometimes get the victims of trafficking coming for psychosocial support? And what do you normally do to these people? Anne?
Okay, thank you, Aaron, for your question. I'll take you back from the stories I've just heard from my fellow co-panelists. You know, an individual who is very sane must make rational decision. So when it comes to a scenario whereby a child is being pushed into sex tourism by the parent, that child has not been given the opportunity to make a rational decision. So from there, let's start from there. This person is tormented from the word go. The person is traumatized. She or he is being pushed into something, is not even aware of the consequences. Now, back to your question. If I've ever met the victims of trafficking, yes, I've had some of them. Now, the stories which they normally tell or share are quite painful. They are very painful from the personal experiences. You are promised to go and get greener pastures. You go there, you find it is the other way around. You are being abused. So this is the physical. Some even have burns. They have scars. Some are being abused emotionally, like they feel humiliated. They have low self-esteem. Once you abuse a person, or you torment that person, or you push that person to the walls, the person loses the dignity of human being. So this person is not himself. When he comes or she comes for the session, he is not even himself. He is hopeless, he is closed, isolated. So I have to bring the person back to normalcy. And I'd already shared it on that it is a process. So with those people we start, are they self-aware? Are you when a person comes to me, is he even aware of himself? So I have to bring the person to the realization that he has to learn the coping techniques, the skills. Now that he's self-aware that, okay, he's traumatized or he's depressed, now the skills now, like, okay, I still want to isolate yourself from the society? And I also bring even in the family members, because most of them suffer from stigma from the family. Because somebody has come back very poor, nobody wants to associate with that person. The person feels isolated, depressed. So I have to also bring other family members to give them that family support. It starts at the family level. So then I book the person for so many sessions, maybe 6 or 12 sessions. It is a process, a long process.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So what you are telling us is either it was something like you are aware or you are not. The issue is, should you want to come back in a normalcy, psychosocial support is very important to these victims.
You must
don't put them at home, please.
Please
just
don't.
come out, get the support from the psychosocial counselors.
Yeah.
They are there for you. You will be well. Anne, and I'm sorry, Madam Wanjiru, what is safe migration?
Thank you so very much. So far, it's like people are not aware, but safe migration is there. We have people who have gone abroad, they have prospered, and they have come back to the country. But it seems like most of our citizens don't seem to appreciate the channels that are there for safe migration. We have, mostly we have Kenyans using agents that are not well recognized by the government. Yet we have institutions that can do that quite well. We have institutions, for example, do you call them? They are institutions that can help in safe migration, for instance. But we really need to understand first that there are those whereby our citizens need to be empowered. And also, there's need to emphasize on the importance of struggling and working at home and looking for alternative ideas and not necessarily going abroad for greener pastures. I think it should start from us as the key people in our country to encourage our young people, men and women especially, that it is doable, it is practical, that you can find an opportunity here, or even when you go abroad, let it be known, because there are links and there are procedures that can be followed, so that even if it comes to matters of tracing who is there, it will be done quite well. But the bottom line is, people need to understand. It must come from the point of understanding that safe migration can be done.
Thank you very much. Because of time, I want us to run through the last question. I will combine it by saying, in Kenya, we have got the law. The law has got gaps. Can we sit down and say we cannot do nothing? And then number two, what have we done in this law which is there? What have we done? So that we can continue saying it has got gaps, yes, but this is what we're doing before there's something we call, before the amendment is done. So, Mr. Paul, what have we done as far as this one is concerned, and what are we going to do? And then I want at the same time to address the issue like, what are we going to do as a group, as an individual, to cap this, something we call sex trafficking? So, Mr. Paul.
Thank you very much. First, I wish to state that Kenya has about 4 million people abroad, and the remittances that come to Kenya is about 321 million in the last 1 year, which is the highest forex earner for the country, higher than any other exporter. So it then means that Kenyans abroad make a good turn for the country. But the same cannot be answered for the investments on foreign labor export, or migrant labor for that matter. But now to answer the question you've just asked, this one is a question on the laws that exist. What have we done with them so far?
Yeah.
If you ask me, the Sexual Offences Act is wholesome in many ways, yeah? in the sense that it captures the essence, you know, and basically has helped us to push the jurisprudence, so to speak, of our laws in terms of capturing and harnessing the laws that protect particularly children and women who are usually victims of sexual exploitation. The Counter Trafficking Persons Act has not been that successful, however. But on the other hand, though the laws exist, the biggest handicap has been in enforcing the existing laws, partly because a lot of the offenses that are committed either in human trafficking, be it for sexual exploitation, for labor, has partially been committed by relatives. You know, relatives have been involved. And therefore, you find it difficult to send your mother to jail for perpetrating an offense on sexual exploitation. So it is this community acceptance on aspects of human trafficking that makes it difficult to enforce the law. So when evidence comes, it is difficult to adjudicate the matter and execute the law. But now the question is, finally, was what is being done to these laws? There's been a review of the laws, and this review has been from the Children Act to the Counter Trafficking Persons Act, which is current reviews at draft form, and the Sexual Offences Act, to capture gray areas in the law. And one of the gray areas is what you call grooming. Kwa Kiswahili naweza sema kutongoza. Mtoto mdogo wa kisichana yaweza kutongoza mtu mzima. Utafanya nini wewe? You know, what will you do if a little girl amekutongoza mpaka wewe unaona ni yeye amekutongoza mpaka sasa umeona hauna budi but kukubali. Basi wewe wajua kwamba hapo pia utakuwa umekosea, na makosa yakitokea wewe ndio utaenda jela, ya? Lakini yule alianzisha huo mkasa ni nani? Yule mtoto mdogo. Ama wewe mtu mzima waweza kumuona msichana mdogo ukasema huyu msichana nampenda but she's underage. ukamtongoza, kisha baadaye akakupenda, akakubali. Ukasema mimi nilipomwangalia she looked like a mature girl, you know, in mitigation, but no matter what, you'll still end up in jail because that was an underage. So we are looking at covering areas or aspects such as grooming, you know, where you groom a child and make them then victim or get them lured into these experiences.
I want to go to the parting shot of our discussion today. I will just start from right from my far right there. Mr. Idi, yes. Under this sex trafficking we have talked, what is your parting shot?
First and foremost, I'm very much happy for today's discussion, and I would like to encourage Peace Tree Network and Trace Kenya, Kudeha, all other organizations that are more facilitating on issues concerning this issue of sex trafficking and human trafficking, more so on safe migration. To me, I would like to say more and more sensitization are needed, and I'm ready anytime, anywhere, if someone calls me to share my experience of going to abroad, I'm ready. But I think, to me, more sensitization, more meetings, encouragement and discouragement, all these things are needed, especially for those people who are traveling to abroad. They need to be shown the real picture, the real image. What are people facing outside there? Because most of us, we do think that when we go there, we are in safe side. But no, contrary to what we think, there is also very much big problem outside there.
Thank you very much. Madam Wanjiru, it has been good having you here. Thank you. What is your parting shot?
Thank you so very much. This was a great initiative, and I'm so glad that we can come up and share our views. One thing I would say is that it is a collective responsibility for all of us to look into the issues, and we cannot afford to close eyes, especially when we see the children in the streets or those siblings that are going the wrong direction. Where are the moral values? What happened to the collective parenting when the child belonged to the community, when the young person belonged to the community? I think we need to go back there and ask ourselves those hard questions and even be willing to say things as it were. Then finally, I would urge our religious leaders, where are we? Because it goes down into the moral fiber of our society. What is what does our religion teach? What, especially on matters of morality. If we really, each and every one of us can pull together, I'm sure we can find a solution. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. From a councillor, Anne, what is your parting shot in 1 minute?
In 1 minute, any victim of trafficking, please seek for professional help. Please do. Professional counselors are all around. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam, thank you for sharing this. What is your parting shot?
I would just say what Madam Councillor has said. Just seek help. It is okay not to be okay. You may be suffering in silence, thinking that you're alone, but you're never alone. People out here, and there are people out here who can help you. And the only way to a new life is through help. Let someone talk to you. Let someone address your issues. Let someone reason with you. Only through that can you find a way forward.
Thank you very much, madam.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing the story along the pitch. What is your parting shot, my brother?
Thank you so much. Mimi naona sasa tulikuwa tukifanya hizo, tunafikiria tunafanya ni kwa uzuri, lakini sasa imefikia mahali unaona sasa unataka kutoka, uwezi, kwa sababu ushajiingiza tayari. So sasa kwa sababu imekuwa huko, tumefikia huko, naona usaidizi, kama kuna usaidizi upatikane, ni upatikane sasa, kwa sababu tumefikia na imani kwamba tutapata usaidizi.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And finally, Mr. Paul, Give us your parting shot.
Thank you very much. My parting shot is that the adage prevention is better than cure makes most sense in the counter-trafficking sector because the process of trying to rehabilitate a victim of human trafficking is so tedious and the pain is so high. So it's better for those of us working in counter-trafficking to seek to prevent it by making communities aware, sensitizing the law enforcement, and also disrupting the activities of human traffickers. And in that way, we'll save our nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to take this opportunity to have my sincere thanks going to the Southern Palm Cottages. They have hosted us. Actually, thank you very much. On the same note, I want to take this special opportunity to thank the Global Initiative Against the Transnational Organized Crime, Peace Tree Network. I want to appreciate our panel, all of them, from far and near, where you come from. Thank you, Mr. Idi, Madam Wanjiro. Thank you, Madam Anne. Thank you, Madam Liz. Thank you, Mr. Without forgetting Mr. Paul Adot. Thank you very much for having you here. Your work has been really very, very, very nice, and I want to thank you for that. On the same note, I want to take this opportunity to thank the various artists who have been with us. They have performed, and I want to thank their efforts are not in vain. We have felt you, and thank you for the effort put in. Thank you, everybody involved in this. And should you want to catch the live conversation, please don't forget our Twitter handle is #InBroadDaylight. You can also catch us in Twitter and Facebook through Peace Tree Network and GI Talk. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Raya kwanza walipokuja kwetu, ahadi nyingi ndizo walizotupa. Mara ho ati kuna kazi, mara una ufadhili, mara mzungu ataka mke, mara kazi kwa waume. Mara ya kwanza walipokuja kwetu, ahadi nyingi ndizo walizotupa. Mara ati kuna kazi, mara kuna ufadhili, mara ho mzungu wataka mke, mara kazi kwa waume. Kwa ajili ya ndoto zetu za msingi, sisi hatukatai. Kwa ajili ya ndoto zetu za msingi, hatusemi nono. Wanapopanda hizo ndege, wanawaza kwamba huko mbele kuna utajiri mkubwa, kumbe ni giza tu. Wanapopanda hizo ndege, wanawaza kama huko mbele kuna utajiri mkubwa, kumbe ni giza tu. Usilie,
Usilie, usilie, usilie,
usilie,
usilie, usilie, usilie.
jikaze usaidike.
Usilie, usilie, usilie,
Usilie,
usilie, usilie, usilie.
kuna polisi wa Kenya
Watakusaidia,
watakusaidia. Kuna embassy ya Kenya watakusaidia. Na Wakenya wote watakusaidia. Usilie wewe, usilie wewe, usilie. Usilie, usilie, usilie. Usilie, 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 usilie.
usilie, usilie, usilie.
Usikubali kudhulumika, tumia vibali vya kweli na hakika. Above all, just be strong. If you're found in such, move on and look for help. Look for help and you will be helped. Unapopanda hizo ndege, wanaweza kama huko mbele kuna utajiri mkubwa, kumbe ni giza tu. Wanapopanda hizo ndege, wanawaza kama huko mbele kuna utajiri mkubwa, kumbe ni giza tu. Usilie, 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 oh, usilie,
Usilie, usilie, usilie.
jikaze usaidike,
Usilie, usilie.
jikaze usaidike,
Usilie, usilie.
mara ho ati kuna kazi, mara una ufadhili, mara mzungu ataka mke, mara kazi kwa waume. Mara ya kwanza walipokuja kwetu, ahadi nyingi ndizo walizotupa. Mara ati kuna kazi, mara kuna ufadhili, mara mzungu ataka mke, mara kazi kwa waume. Kwa ajili ya ndoto zetu za msingi, sisi hatukatai. Kwa ajili ya ndoto zetu za msingi, hatusemi nono. Wanapopanda hizo ndege, wanawaza kwamba huko mbele kuna utajiri mkubwa, kumbe ni giza tu. Wanapopanda hizo ndege, wanawaza kama huko mbele kuna utajiri mkubwa,